there's a wonderful radio station here in town that's affiliated with the with KERA called 91.7 KXT, and they play the music, but also they do special programming. And last year and this year and possibly other years at noon on Martin Luther King Jr. Day observed, they play the "I Have a Dream" speech, which is pretty cool.
Oh, nice.
So I was rolling to that, and then immediately after they played the Jack White single about the huckster church guy. So that was fun.
Okay. I don't know that I've heard that one. Is it a new one?
It came out last year.
Okay, I haven't heard that.
So in the way that you listen to music, yes, it's a new one.
Yeah, I've become an old person when it comes to music. I've just accepted it.
Hello, and welcome to the I Love You Bet podcast. I'm Heather, and this is my sister,
Rian. Each week, we will revisit relics of our childhoods using our multiple master's degrees
to critically evaluate the crap that consumed our misspent youth. So join us,
sisters, latchkey kids, cuspers, and lazy feminists as we look back at our past to say, I love you, but...
How'd you waste time last week?
I had a birthday, so that wasted a lot of time. Yeah.
Did it?
I mean, not like a lot, but that was like one way I wasted time. Sorry, I just got a notification that my courier order's missing some items. Well, oh well.
Do we need to pause recording to take care of the courier order?
No, it's fine. I'm sure it's nothing. Can't live without. Yeah, so my birthday was one way that I wasted time. For that, Elliot and I watched the original Ghostbusters movie that morning because he wanted to watch that. So got to relive one of our early episodes of rewatching that. I did ask him because, the opening scene where he's doing that experiment with the guy and the girl, and he's like, he lied. And I was like, yeah. I was like, why do you think he keeps lying to her? And he's like, because he's in love with her. I was like, even at 6.5, you get it. Kind of. I started watching the new Agatha Christie thing on Netflix. I watched the first episode of that, but then I don't know. I think I'm too easily annoyed by the thought of people who just don't have anything to do all day because they're rich. So I had to, it'll be a slow one for me. Went to another soup party with some friends the night of my birthday. And so we ended up sitting on the sectional, basically in a circle. And the only people who weren't on their phones was Ben and I. And everyone else was just kind of scrolling on their phone, talking, having conversation, but also just on their phone. And one friend got there and I could tell she was kind of stressed or whatever, and kind of put her soup down and then immediately went on, sat on the couch and got on her phone. And I'm just kind of you could have just not come if you didn't really, so.
Also, how is being on your phone going to help you not be stressed?
I don't know, but
what are they doing? Can they tell me what they're doing? Because
I have a tendency after we leave a social gathering to almost immediately start talking shit about some of the people at the social gathering. Yeah. But Ben got to it before I did, so it was really
oh wow, that's good.
So, but the soup was really good, so but yeah, so that would be a waste time. It's we could have just stayed home. How'd you waste time this week?
Well, the day after we recorded, I got super sick. Crazy sick. I have this weird thing. So before, my immune system and my overall health is not great, right? And I believe that to still be true, but it's true in a different way. So before, when I would get sick, I would just be sick forever, weeks of being sick, right? And not being able to get well. And now it's I'm just super, super sick where I feel like I'm going to die. And I'm should I go to the ER? Should I go to the ER? I think I'm going to die, but I don't have any symptoms that say I'm going to die, but I feel like I want to die. And then I was maybe my testosterone level has gone up because of perimenopause. So I'm a man and I can't handle being sick anymore. But I don't think that's it. And also, if that offended you, you're not going to like this episode.
If that offended you, you probably haven't liked any of our episodes.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. So if you're hate listening, keep going, buddy.
It only benefits.
But yeah, so what happened was I was like sick, like I wanted to die, and then the next day I was a little bit sick, and then the next day I like took a nap, and then like now I'm better. And I think that before I would have just been sick for like, 2 weeks, and it never would have been that intense.
Yeah.
But, so I kind of prefer this version. I'd like it if I didn't get sick at all. I get sick a lot less now than I used to.
Sorry.
That's awesome.
I didn't even know you were sick. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. That's why I said I was glad that we had recorded the day that we did, because
Maybe I knew you were sick, but I forgot between now and then. I'm sorry.
It's been a whole week.
It was a week. Like, it was a very difficult week, and not for any reason in particular. Oh, another reason I spent time, another way I spent time, I had therapy on Thursday, and I was there for 2 hours.
Yay!
That was not the plan. So I don't know. I've never had a therapy session or probably had any doctor's appointment. Like, the only other thing that would probably be anywhere near would be when I did my testing for ADHD. But even that, I think, was only like an hour and a half. But yeah, so
they were like, "Yep, you got it. Bye." Done. So yeah, EMDR 2 hours. Was it intense? Are you good? What are you feeling?
I'm good, because she's very so even in that 2 hours, we only actually use the light bar twice for 30 seconds each time. So she's very tiptoe in, and very, making sure she knows what my tolerance is and how I feel after.
I spent over 2 hours filling out paperwork for our uncle to move into a new place so that he can have a podiatrist that comes there and a dentist that comes there, I think, which is weird, but okay. And have his meds delivered so that I don't have to keep going to Kroger, and some other things. Anyway, and then I had to there were 8 pages of this is your life. What do you remember about your childhood? I was like, oh no, this is mean. What do you remember about your adolescence? What do you remember about young adulthood? What do you remember about middle age? What's going on in later life? And then it's what's going on today? And I was like, well, this page is full, because I can talk to you about today. But no, he couldn't remember the name of the high school he went to. He couldn't remember. I had to go pull his resume, and I was like, oh, you actually did go to the UT in Austin. I thought, I didn't realize that. I thought he had just gone to UT Arlington, where he got his master's, but no, he got a degree in studio art from the University of Texas in Austin.
I went to
didn't know that. So that was interesting. But yeah, and then my favorite part was filling out the food form, because it was dislikes, and I just put on there bread and eggs, and it just made me laugh, because then of all the food he does, I put everything on there, and I was like, if I filled this out, the first things on there would be bread and eggs for things that I like to eat.
He doesn't like bread, but I've seen the man eat bread. I saw him eat bread.
He will eat bread, but he prefers not to. He still has that low carb mentality.
Is it brain. A carb thing, or okay.
Yes. He will give that up so that he can have dessert, or he will give that up so that he can have a cocktail. He will give up bread very easily to have all the other carbs.
Okay.
So
okay.
I am. Yes, and.
Well, I was oh, does anybody want bread? And you're nobody wants bread. And I was okay, well, I want bread. So I put some bread on the table, and Mom is eating some bread, and Eddie was eating some bread. And I'm okay, but. Yeah.
Okay, but normally when I'm bread, they're no. So I don't know what to tell you. You're the bread woman. You make everybody want to eat bread.
I don't know. I just want to make sure that you're not denying them bread if that's what they really want. I need to report you for elder abuse.
I'm eating all their bread. They hate it. No, they told me they hate it.
Bread.
Ryan Davis, what do you remember about 9 to 5 from 1980?
Yes. So I have watched this recently, like within the last 3 to 4 years, because I did show it in my women's studies class. There turns out that there was a lot like that I didn't remember. So like definitely remember like the three, remember the three actresses, Lily Tomlin and Jane Fonda and Dolly Parton, whose birthday is today, by the way. So I think it's great that we're recording this today.
Happy 80th birthday, Dolly
Happy
Parton.
birthday, Dolly Parton, an absolute American treasure. So yeah, like I remembered like the rat poison. I remembered the fantasies. I remembered kidnapping him. I remembered like women not supporting each other. And like how they made improvements in the office while they had him like kidnapped at home. That's about it. I definitely did not remember the pot, which kind of made me gulp when I was showing it in the high school class, but oh well, I didn't get fired. What do you remember, or what did you remember about 9 to 5, Heather Davis?
I definitely have not seen that since we were children, for sure. So I remembered the stars, and I remembered Dabney Coleman in a dog collar. I remember the song because, of course, the song is amazing. And then of the three fantasies of how they would get back at him, the only one I remember is Lily Tomlin's fantasy. And that just like lives rent free in my head.
I was going to ask you, which of the three fantasies is your favorite and why is it the Lily Tomlin Snow White one?
Yeah. Although the Dolly Parton one now, as an adult, I'm like, oh, that's pretty good. Like Dabney Coleman does such a good job of just being like, like.
I do like hearing Dolly Parton say, "You got a nice ass, Frank." It's just dead.
Yeah,
dead. So good.
Those gender reversals are so good. Do you know what this movie made me not want to do?
Go get a job.
Yeah, go get a job. Yeah, I really was like, oh, fuck.
I was thinking about you while watching this, and I was like, oh, Heather's...
I don't want to do this. God damn, I don't want to do this.
Better in 26 years, right? Like...
I mean, they can't get away with the shit that they do, but it's still there.
But I was going to ask you, so you mentioned, like, having not seen it since we were little, and I cannot remember, like, how old do you think we were when we were watching this, like, for the first time, and who do you think showed it to us?
I think it would have been on cable. Okay. And based on the way Mom was laughing last night when we were watching it, it could have been either one of them.
Okay. Well, I was also like, is this like a Father Hector Richard Skiles blame? So,
no, I don't think so. I think this was like we lived on Mohican and it was like a free cable weekend, or Dad just bought cable for some short period of time like he sometimes did, and it just came on and we watched it. Like I don't feel like it was like a Payless rental or anything like that. I think it was just sort of like,
yeah, I mean, not that I'm like trying to say that, oh, why did they let us watch this as children? Like, of all the things they let us watch, this is definitely not the like questioning their parenting.
Yeah, but you were talking last week about like if the capitalist movies radicalized us, and like, yeah, I mean, this one, yeah. I think like there were very important lessons that embedded themselves in my brain where I was like, is
one of those lessons about the need for an office kimono?
I definitely need an office kimono.
I'm going to order you an office kimono when you get a job. Congratulations on you getting a job. That's one thing I've never noticed until this watching is like her office kimono. It
was amazing. I was so sad at first because I thought, oh no, she had to take it off and put on that ugly jacket because she's going to talk to him. But then it like came back later and I was like, oh, okay, good. Like, I was very concerned for that kimono.
I was very happy about that one.
Yeah. You girls. Like, oh, somebody wants to get kicked in the dick so hard.
Girls, yeah.
I got to tell you, though, so, the first office job I actually got while I was still in high school. Like, I rearranged my schedule so that I could start working at this job, finish high school, and then I'd have the job while I was going to college because I was going to college in the same town that we grew up in. And, they asked me to make coffee one time. And as you know, I don't drink coffee and I didn't know how to make coffee. I didn't make it bad on purpose, but I made it badly enough that I was never asked to make it again. And also, that was the job where I met, I think her name was Julie. You worked with her too, so you may remember better than me. She told me a story of the same thing where she had an office job and she walked into a meeting and some guy said, "Oh, hey, hon, could you make me coffee?" And she goes, "Poof, your coffee?" And he got mad because that's not what he meant.
I think I made coffee for Miss Abney once, and she was like, "No, never again." Like, or she was like, "That's some strong coffee." I don't know where I learned about.
I don't know how she could taste it between like the Diet Coke and the cigarettes. Like she could actually taste the coffee.
Very true. So is like the office job, like, is it the fact that it's like an office at a company? Like, is that kind of how you were thinking it fits with our capitalism theme?
Well, I think that and like the whole, I mean, as we were watching it, the office in and of itself, I get into it a little bit later. Like I really, toward the end, I started talking about Foucault at some point. So, you know, I went there. Oh, the spying in the office, right? Like everybody's spying on everybody else. And so I talked about capitalism making us monsters, right? So we're like telling on each other. And then I don't know when Foucault died, but like, I don't know if he was alive long enough to talk about the self-policing of an open office. Like, is the panopticon in the open office plan where we're like self-policing and other policing because we're spying on each other. And like, for all of the ways that these three characters supported each other, not from the start, but right. But once they started to, that was great. But then there was so much just backstabbing and awfulness as well. That was just like, I don't understand why everybody doesn't just work from home because there's so much time wasted in all this bullshit. I mean, I know you had to go to the Xerox room, so it was a little bit different.
Like, I think they definitely had more work than they do in offices now. Just like,
yes, yeah. And they had to put their typewriters to bed every night with the little sleeping bag that they put.
No, I love when Kelly Parton's like, "I'm leaving early and I'm getting a drink," but she still bothers to do that.
No, I know. It was very cute. Like, I don't know what it means. Well, I don't understand it.
I guess it doesn't work as well. Like, I assumed it's like a dust.
How dusty is the office getting at night? Like, it's much dirtier.
Like, you're not in the habit of properly putting your typewriter to bed.
Put your condom on your typewriter before you leave every day.
Like it. For proper rest.
Can I tell you the saddest thing that I wish I had remembered? What? The office lush.
Yeah.
Girl. Man, I loved her. She was great.
Yeah, no, she was really, really good. So much brown.
Yeah, brown. Yeah. Everybody thinks the 80s was all colorful.
No, not the early 80s. It was that transition, right? You're transitioning from the 70s, right? Which was all brown and like just so much brown. I mean, and I guess it's good that it makes sense that Dora Lee is like the most colorful, you know, of all of them. All the talk about the hat, Jane Fonda's hat, which had a hat pin. Shout out to the Dollop. She had that hat pin in the back of her hat. I saw it. I was like, hat pin! Like, I wrote it really big.
Speaking of heads, what do you think the hairspray budget was for this movie?
Why? Bill alone isn't enough to eat up all the profits from the Tilta War.
That's right. I feel like they just took the Farrah Fawcett curls from the 70s that were very beautiful and then just pushed them up on top of the head. And they need to just relax that back down and it would be a much better look because the hair was pretty incredible. Like even Lily Tomlin was like, this is too much hair.
And she, hers was the least of the poofy of all the hairs.
Yes.
I will say, like, can you imagine not being able to wear pants to work ever?
and having to wear heels and having to wear hose. Ugh.
Like, just, I think that any of the progress we've made as women since then is because we stopped wearing pantyhose every day. Like, I think that was really those were the things that were holding us back. High heels and pantyhose and having to wear skirts all the time and girdle.
Well, they were definitely slowing us down.
Yes. Well, that's what I'm saying. And like cutting off circulation to the brain, right? And things.
Mm-hmm.
So, and like the time that went into all the things.
I did. I made this line up for you, Ryan Davis. 9 to 5 wore heels so that Office Space could wear flare. Would you like to know what Mom thought the best line in the movie was?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, you get to guess which character said it.
This is like when you get to guess. Okay, go ahead.
Who do you think? Which character do you think said the line?
You're not going to tell me the line, and then
you'll know it if I say it.
Mom, I'm going to guess. Oh, I really want to say Lily Tomlin, but then I don't think I'm right. Like, I'm going to say it's either Lily Tomlin or Dolly Parton.
It was, I could change you to a root from a rooster to a hen with one shot.
I knew it. Made her think of those days growing up in Marlin.
Yeah, she really enjoyed that. Can I tell you how much the line "fire the bitch" made me think of "fucking bitch"? Like,
so this kind of does take us into my hole that I went down. And that is about unions. Because, before that, he tells Roz, right, Roz was talking to Lily Tomlin's character saying we must clamp down hard on any signs of unionization. Right. And so then he's like, fire the bitch. And it's like, well, this is why you need a union. And then at some point I started thinking about the opening scene where they're all walking, within their skirts and their hose and their heels. And it reminded me of, so I thought about Working Girl and how they were all wearing tennis shoes and switching into their heels and just kind of wondering. So I started looking up like the history of women's tennis shoes. And I found this article called Shattered Blackboards, Women's Sneakers and the History of Activism by, I can't read my handwriting, so Kevin Casanova something. And I took screenshots, but basically talking about how there was a strike in New York on like the transit, right? Like a bus strike. And so women had to start wearing sneakers to get to work because they couldn't use public transportation. And so that was, and so then and that was in 1980. And then in like 1982, I think, and, Reebok came out with like this sneaker for women, like basically, about like to get to the office, and so that's why kind of how we saw the transition. So it was just like a really interesting thing for me to kind of article to find and not read fully. Okay. But yeah, unionization, especially later on when the chairman of the board comes in and he's like, I love all this, I love all this, I love all this, but that equal pay thing's got to go. Yeah, you need a union. You need a union.
So part of it, I mean, I don't know if you've noticed, but this movie spirals into the realm of ridiculous. Yeah. Like, it hits their fantasies, and then it goes a little nuts, and then it just goes off the deep end.
This film was definitely started trying to do too much. Like,
yeah. And even when it came out, people were like, they just should have spent a little more time on the script. So Jane Fonda produced it, or she was one of the producers. And her big thing was that it couldn't be a drama because it had to be a comedy, because she didn't want it to be preachy. She didn't want it to be soapboxy, right? Like, I mean, she is very pro-union, pro-women, like anti-bullshit, Jane Fonda. So like, as like as a writer, I've been thinking about it since last night. I think that's actually honestly part of why I had trouble going to sleep, because I was like, well, how do you fix it? Because the main thing they wanted to show was that you put the women in charge and you have to give them enough time for their programs to be implemented and have enough results to show efficacy, right? But then you also have this motherfucker like tied up. So you can't leave him tied up forever and have those two plot lines working. So like I was trying to like fix it in my head and I never really got there. I do think one thing they could have done that would have been a lot easier is they could have taken that spy bitch and instead of sending her to language school for France, they could have sent her down to Brazil. And at least then when Dabney Coleman got sent to Brazil, then it would be like they could just meet cute in the airport, right? Like, and they wouldn't have to film that in Brazil. They could film that anywhere.
I will say, like, I think that the whole from like the time they get to the hospital and then that whole that none of that was necessary. I don't think any of that is necessary to drive the plot of the film. Right, or accidentally kidnapping another body, them getting...
Well, they had to give him some kind of leverage so that he could try to force Dolly Parton into a sexual relationship.
Yeah, no, I mean, I understand, but I still don't think you had to, like, do all that. Like, I think they could still be like, oh, we don't know what happened to him, or something, and then Ra's still overhear her talking about how she accidentally poisoned him. You know what I mean? Like, I don't... I don't think they had to do all that with the car and the police and it was too much. I thought that I had maybe lost, I find that when I rewatch these movies, sometimes I can see myself like getting distracted. And so I was like, well, I'll just pause, right? I'll pause it and I'll go do some other stuff because like my ADHD and whatever. And I came back to it and I was still having the problem. I was like, no, this is just not necessary.
It needed some editing. Honestly, I think with a little more editing and just a little bit of script tightening up, it could have been like, it could be like a really like classic comedy, right? Like, because there's some really funny lines and it's making a really great point. I just want to know, how do we get conservative women back on side? Because like we had more of them.
Yeah.
Dolly helped. I mean, Dolly was there. Dolly's still there. Like, Dolly's still into this. But, like, I don't know how we get them back. Like, I don't understand how, like, we get rid of the internalized misogyny to, like, get them to understand that, like, this is not cool. Like, please quit hating yourself and other women. Like, please.
I don't know. I mean, what do you think, or, like, when do you see the point where we started to lose the conservative women again?
I mean, I think it was around this time, right? Because you had like the Equal Rights Amendment that they were trying to pass. And then you had fucking, what's that? The horrible conservative bitch.
Phyllis Schlafly.
Who?
Phyllis Schlafly.
Yes, Phyllis Schlafly. Because you had the rise of like evangelical TV.
Yeah, no, like, so yeah, in the 80s when you see like the rise of the alt-right, right? And the Christian, super Republican Christian, right? And I guess that's where we are now with like Erica Kirk and her friends.
Yeah, women should just stay home. Good, Erica. Start with you. Bye. Go home.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Just making money off of being online, being a trad wife. Like, no.
Go away.
Okay. I didn't know if you were saying like we got conservative women like after that, like in the 80s, and then we lost them somewhere along the way.
No.
Had conservative women like prior to second or third wave. Was it second wave? Was that second wave?
I don't know.
Okay.
Lazy feminist. It's in the opening credits.
It is. I will say I did really like the line "pink collar ghetto."
Yeah, did you look it up? Because I didn't look it up.
I guess it just mean like women working and like the conditions for women.
Yeah, and that they can't get ahead and all that. That's what I assumed it meant too. I just figured you would look it up, so I didn't.
No. In the comments,
you get all
please
mad.
Tell us what you think or look it up for us.
Sure. So here's the thing. I was thinking about these three women taking drugs, cackling, and making fun of men and fantasizing about turning the tables on them. And then I was like, oh, witches. So that would be really scary for everybody, right? But then what I love is they kind of manifest it, right? Like,
okay, go on. Keep going.
I mean, that's it, right? Like they're witches. They manifested both the poison and then the shooting. Like both of those things happened. So it was pretty good. Oh, I do want to talk about the smoking pot because I too did not remember that. And also, I remember seeing Poltergeist again a few years back, and the parents smoked pot. And like, I don't know if it's because we watched it on TV and they cut that part out, or if it's just somehow in my brain I didn't understand what they were doing. Yeah, like I feel like in this movie it was like I was at that age where I didn't really know what it meant. So it would be like if people were having sex, I wouldn't really know what that was because I couldn't conceptualize what sex was. Right. I probably would have known that more than I would have understood.
Yeah, I love the conversation with her son. And so it's like shows, and I'm sure it's not actually true or indicative, like a much less concerned approach to children smoking pot than like, say, our parents had.
Sure. Yeah.
Which is very interesting. Because she's just like having a whole conversation with her son there about, and he's like, oh, I'm going to roll a joint and put it in your purse, Mom. Like,
but I also think it's that time too, right? It's like right as Reagan is coming into office. Yeah. And I think people were just like a lot more chill. Yeah.
No, that makes sense. Yeah.
Because I will tell you, did you see that Reagan wrote in his diary about going to see this movie?
I did not see that.
Yes, he did.
What did old Ronald Reagan have to say about this film?
He liked the movie, but he hated that they took drugs because that made it seem like it would be okay for kids to take drugs. Oh, Looney Tunes.
Oh, Ronnie.
So I know yes, it kind of lost the plot when they go to the hospital and all of the hijinks happen and all of that good stuff. Why, though, when the cop pulled them over, was I imagining Penny and Shelley and our mother?
Which one's which?
Well, I'm pretty sure Shelley is Dolly. And Penny was Jane, and Mom was Lily Tomlin. Like, I'm pretty sure that's how that breaks down in my head. So, it was definitely in that scene. I was like, yep, this is women who know how women are. Like, this writing. Like, I can tell that this movie was written by a woman. So,
yeah, I did like that there was one of the writers was a woman. And then she also wrote the book or wrote for the musical, the Broadway musical.
Oh, yeah.
So
she didn't do a lot. I looked her up. Like, she was pretty picky about what she worked on.
Same. So. The director, I looked some information up about. And so I did write down, like, it's a crime that these three women were never made another movie together.
Yeah, they were great.
But apparently he died in 1987. Colin Higgins is the director. 1987 died from basically AIDS. Right, like disease related to AIDS. So he was diagnosed in 1985. And apparently in 86, he was actually writing Washington Girls, which would reunite the three of them in a movie. So he was writing a movie for the three of them together. But he also, once he was diagnosed, started a foundation, which I believe still exists, for gay and transgendered teens. Transgender.
Oh.
So... and he directed Harold and Maude, which is a movie you like.
He wrote Harold and Maude.
Harold and Maude, which is a movie that you like.
It is a movie that many people like, including me. Yeah, I looked all that up. I thought, too, you had to have a pretty good director because Dolly Parton hadn't really acted before. I mean, I think she did variety shows and stuff like that.
This was her first motion picture, yeah.
Yes, yeah. And you can kind of tell, but it's like she just has such like a natural, like bubbly, fun personality that if you have a light touch, I think it kind of works. And then you just have to cut a lot. Like, you're not going to have a whole lot of like single shot scenes when you're working with Dolly Parton. Like, you know,
like our
you're just gonna get
podcast.
Yeah. I will say that when she said we should hire wranglers to beat the shit out of him, I laughed so hard. Like, I think it was the accent combined with the word wranglers. Like,
I want to know what her husband does for them to have that house with the porch and the patio and all that, but it's okay.
well, it was LA in the 80s, so,
Yeah.
you know, it's just probably in the valley somewhere. It's fine.
Okay. Oh, were they in LA? They weren't in New York? I thought they were in New York.
No, so the beginning part where it looks like New York was actually filmed in San Francisco,
Oh, okay.
and then the rest of it was filmed
Did
in
you
LA.
enjoy all the clocks in that opening sequence? And
There were a lot of clocks. That was fun. I thought. I mean, it's a fun little opening sequence. You had a lot of like shoes going. You know, you had like Footloose with all the shoes.
Yeah.
Like a lot of movie openings with shoes. Is there a chorus line starts like that? I think too, right? Like where they're just showing all the dancers' feet.
Probably.
Damn crazy.
Makes sense.
I know there's that sequence in Flashdance, but that's not how it starts. I would like to give some shouts out to my favorite murder. Number one, Karen Kilgare, if you were right, the 80s is just brown. Number two, fuck politeness. If your ex shows up stalking you and wants a cup of coffee,
Oh, and later on, yeah.
fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. Fuck politeness. You don't owe him shit. Like,
Well, and even the
No.
first time he shows up with his like side piece in the car, like you knew the
Oh, yeah.
final divorce papers, and she's like, so I do love though that his name was Dick. I said that was
Yeah,
a
that was
very thought out. Well, and I think it also goes to show how like, you know, there's this like conversation about how white women are nice but not kind. And I think you see that in this movie in the beginning as well, with how, you know, unkind they are to Dorley, to the Dolly Parton.
it's not just the white women that treat her that way. It's all the women.
I'm just saying. But like the way that like, especially like her and Jane Fonda when she was like trying to invite her to lunch and like all of that, you know, but.
Yes.
And I love how Jane Fonda like stared at her like she had never seen cleavage before. And then it's like, this isn't even like that much cleavage. Like, what's going on? Like, you grew up in the 70s, like, and 60s, or I don't know what, but yeah.
Whenever you grew up, lady.
It is the first female dominated film to gross $100 million. So that's cool.
Good job. It didn't need to be longer than 90 minutes.
No,
but
it
that's
didn't.
okay.
How long is it? I meant to look at it.
It's almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
Hey, would you like to know some comments I wrote when they get back into the office after he's unkidnapped himself?
Yeah.
And managed to foil their plan for exposing him.
Yes.
The office is no longer brown.
No.
They added color, and they hired someone in a wheelchair. And it was a man. Like, it wasn't like they just started hiring only women. Like this is cool. This is so exciting. What a brave new world it is.
And flexible scheduling. And I mean, it brings me to like this idea. So I wrote it down because I remembered that part of it is like, I get so tired sometimes of things having to be done a certain way because it's always the way that it's been done, and not people being resistant to even trying to like think about, well, times are different now. So what if we try doing things like a different way, you know? So like in education, you know, so I am a huge proponent of a 4-day school week. And it's like, it's a non-starter conversation for so many people, right? And like even teachers and even like, well, what would people do with their kids? I'm like, we would figure it out. People would figure it out. What do they do with their kids now when there's not, you know? And so it's just ridiculous to me how it never even occurs to people to like try to actually solve problems by changing the way we, you know, to try to fit like actual people's lives, you know, in the way that they did with like the flexible scheduling and the part-time work and You know, I mean, definitely, I think they were doing a lot there at the end, which, you know, unrealistically, there was part of me that's like, who is paying for all of like sending that woman to rehab and the daycare and like all these things, you know.
Socialism pays for itself, Ryan. Don't ask questions.
I mean, it pays for itself if you cut into the profit margins of the board of directors, you know, but whoever.
Correct.
But it is frustrating. Like, it's frustrating that people either don't think in kind of these creative out of the box ways or just shut down anyone who tries to think in any kind of like creative out of the box way. Instead, we're just going to complain about things.
Or marry the Xerox man.
I am a little mad that copy machines haven't really become that much easier to use.
They are, because I physically fixed one once because a boss I had wouldn't pay the lease on it, so they wouldn't send somebody out to fix it, and we needed it. So I was like, well, so I took the front off and like ran paper through and figured it out, put a screw in somewhere, and then it worked. Just call me Roz.
You're definitely the Roz of that.
Yeah, for sure. Although I was upset by how she was like freaking out and she was carrying that rat poison box around. And I was like, no. Like, just calm down. And also get rid of the rat poison. Quit fucking carrying it around.
Waving it around. Like, we poisoned him, you know. It was just,
it felt like it was like a lot of TV comedy and it should have been movie comedy.
Yeah, it just really went on for far too long. And like even the thing with like the empty warehouse, and I know that it was like a necessary plot point and whatever, but
yeah, but then it wasn't because he just solved that. So that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why like my writer brain was like, no, like there's got to be a better way to do this. But they may have a chance because did you read?
No, I did not.
Apparently Jennifer Aniston's production company is interested in rebooting it with Sydney Sweeney, Zendaya, and somebody else. Ariana Grande, maybe? Yeah, that's as of 2025. Oh, she's got a face. She is not interested.
I don't know if you can hear the noises I'm making with my microphone so far away, but
Hey, did you notice that in the final scene, they were in a red dress, a white dress, and a blue dress?
No.
Super subtle costume.
Ooh, America. I much prefer their princess dresses because they're the Disney princesses that I needed.
Yes. Yeah, that would have been really helpful.
Would have liked a fat one, but still very much the Disney princesses that we needed growing up.
I mean, we had them as our Disney princesses growing up. Like, you know, we had the real ones too, but like we had access to this. Like,
yes, luckily we had. I mean, I don't know how like much we were able to conceptualize it in that way, but yes.
I mean, I feel like the fact that I've never put up with any of this kind of crap in my whole life tells me that, yeah, I internalized parts of this movie, like very, very strongly.
So I laughed really hard when you brought up like the witches, like them being witches.
Yeah.
Because so when I hung out with my friend Laney on Friday and had a really good time and like laughed, like one of my favorite things is like for me to be able to laugh so hard that like my face hurts, right? Like that's how I know. And I don't get that very often. You know, like you and I do that for each other, but it's just not something that happens a lot, right? You know, but then Friday we were hanging out and we did. And so we were just talking and like I told her about your text message that you had sent a week or so ago that was very out of character for you about doing some positive witchcraft.
Yeah.
And you know, and Lainey was like, so like she's like, well, I have like a black witch hat you could borrow, and you know, and I was like I don't think that's.
Is it filled with candy corn?
what she means, like, and she was like, but then we were just laughing, and I was like, told her that we'd had a FaceTime set up, and I was like thinking about how mad you might get if I show up on the FaceTime like with a black witch's hat and like I don't know, one of Elliot's many magic wands that like make noise or something, and like I'm ready to do magic. Like I was like, but like it could go either way. Like either you're gonna like laugh really hard or you're gonna like hang up on me.
I think you know that I would not be the person who would be upset by that.
But I brought my sage too, but
because I don't take anything that seriously. So I would not be offended by that. But
well, and then I was like, oh, maybe I could get on our podcast recording in a witch's hat to tell her about that. And put that together and for it. So, but yeah, so it made me laugh a whole lot about trying to do that.
Now I'm going to be disappointed if I show up and you're not wearing your witch's hat. I'm just going to say,
I gotta find it. I'm going to borrow it. I'll get it from Laney.
Do you remember John Mulaney's joke about temping in an office and like the president or whoever coming in one day and being a very formal man who carried an umbrella?
No, I don't think I remember.
And talked about the rain and how he felt like a duck. And then he went, quack, quack.
Are you about to make a comparison to the chairman of the board in this movie?
In my mind, the chairman of the board in this movie is who John Mulaney worked for. And said quack, quack. That is exactly what happened.
The chairman of the board in this movie is also the chairman of the board of the Kentucky Fried Chicken Corporation.
Yes, but actually, he was amazing in Dr. Strangelove.
Oh,
so
well, congratulations to him. I did think today of another John Mulaney joke when I was checking my email and saw that the UK College of Arts and Sciences had sent me a happy birthday email. And I was scrolling to it in my head. I'm thinking, if I get to the bottom, is it going to say, now give us some money?
Give me the money.
Fuck off. Happy birthday. Like, no, you don't want to get out of here.
That's about all I got on 9 to 5, but that's okay. Last week was a real long episode.
Yeah, I don't have a lot. I guess the only other thing is like the granny rabbit who was knitting the rest in peace thing in the fantasy, the Snow White fantasy. Like at the end when she throws them out the window and then it cuts to all the animated little animals.
Oh yeah,
like knitting, and the thing she was knitting said "rest in," like R.I.P. So that's really good. Oh, I did have one other question.
Yeah,
how popular do you think this film was with the BDSM crowd?
I think they could have enjoyed lots of parts of it for sure. I mean, I don't think it mainstreamed anything. I really enjoyed when Jane Fonda said M&Ms instead of S.
I want to play sex games and do M&Ms. So.
I feel like there are parts of this that are more realistic to that lifestyle than there are in 50 Shades of Grey. So there's always that. But yeah. But if I'm going to talk about like S&M and Office, I'm gonna be talking about Secretary.
Oh, well, yes, true. Okay, there was one other thing that I wanted to tell you about. It doesn't have to do with this movie, but it does have to relate to our topic of capitalism. So yesterday, I went to brunch with some friends, and like I had to move the car, and so I was like, well, I'll just go return this thing to Target at like 9 a.m, and then I know I won't spend too much time in Target because I know I have to meet my friends. So I returned this thing to Target. While I was there, so there's a few people around, and I like see this woman with her kid, and they both got drinks at Starbucks.
You already talked about this.
I'm just saying it connects. That's all I'm talking about. So her kid, they have the drinks at Starbucks, and I see them coming back with them. And like, I think it was like a boy. I wasn't really paying that much attention. Like, not too old, maybe like Elliot's age. And so I'm poking around the like $1, $3, $5 section. Just looking
Because you're in a real hurry.
Well, no, because I needed I wanted to get a notebook just for our podcast. So I got a $3 notebook. And then I hear her say the most dangerous words in our language and lives. She said, "We are just going to let Target tell us what we need."
Ah!
Are you a millionaire? Like, I mean, that's definitely been a thought in my subconscious that has driven me around the Target and why I will only go into the store knowing I have somewhere else to be. But like,
Target, take the wheel.
oh, honestly, like, who is saying that out loud? It's like Sunday morning. Is that like church? Are you? This is.
That is influencer insanity to a dangerous degree. Like, I don't know if it's more dangerous to, like, should you be in a cult? Like, if that's how you feel about Target, are you in a cult? I don't know. That's
And say it for your child, because if I said that to my child,
yeah,
I would be in debtor's. Well, I should probably already be in debtor's prison, but yeah, you have to call mom for even more money. I don't know.
Mom, Target told me what it wanted.
Target told me what I needed, and now I need money.
So give me money. I know you already invested in me, but give me some money.
I need these really pretty glasses that I'll never use and have nowhere to put.
Hey, you know what we forgot last
What?
week? We have an outro.
Oh, shit. We do? What's our outro?
Thank you. That's it for this episode of I Love You But. Join us next week when we discuss Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. What made you laugh? What made you cringe? What did we forget? What should we talk about in future episodes once we get off of our capitalism crusade? What do you guys want to hear about? We want to know your thoughts. Find us on Instagram and Threads at I Love You But Pod, or email us at iloveyoubutpod@gmail.com. Listener email and comments may turn up in future episodes. Shout out to Joe for always big upping our Magic Mike comments and love.
Yeah.
Be sure to rate, review, and follow I Love You But wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you for listening. We are so excited to see so many of you listening from new places, listening to the most random ass old episodes. We love you guys. Please listen with your worst headsets, because I know the sound quality is garbage. I'm doing the best I can. Have you seen work? I don't want to go do it. I don't want to go do it, y'all. I don't. But I'm Heather.
I'm Ryan, and we wish you lots and lots of conditional love.